In this session, I'll introduce what is indifference point. Okay. In the previous sessions, we have talked about capital structure mixes. Then we have also taken some case studies. But what you got to understand is you can have a different capital structure. Say for example, let's say you are going to try capital structure 1 where you will go only with equity. Let's say you are going to try capital structure 2, okay, where you will have debt. Let's say you are going to try capital structure 3 where you are going to try preference share capital. So you can try different capital structures. But what is indifference point is, indifference point will tell you at a particular level of EBIT, you will become indifferent to either of this capital structure. Okay, so at a particular level of EBIT, you will become indifferent to capital structure 1 and capital structure 2, or at a particular level of EBIT, you will become indifferent to capital structure 2 or 3, or at a particular level of EBIT, you will become indifferent to capital structure 1 and 3. So what I'm saying is, indifference point is basically a level of earnings before interest and taxes where you become indifferent to the given capital structure. That means you can either go for 1 or 2, or you can go for 2 or 3, or you can go for 1 or 3 at a given combination. So how this indifference point works? Let me show that. This indifference point is basically calculated using a mathematical approach. That is, first I'll try to find out what is going to be my earnings per share at a particular capital structure. So I'll call it as capital structure 1. So I take earnings before interest and tax. Let me do a small modification in my pen. Please permit me. Yeah. Let me just increase the thickness. Okay, fine. So from this earnings before interest and tax, I have to subtract my interest, and this is the interest on my capital structure 1, so I'll call it as EBIT minus 1. So this is the profit before taxes, okay, and on this I have to pay tax. So in order to find the profit after tax, what I'll do, I'll multiply 1 minus T. So this is my profit before tax. 1 minus T will tell me what is profit after tax. Then I'll divide it by number of equity shares in option 1. That is my capital structure option 1. Okay. Now let me just reduce the size. Okay. So this is my capital structure 1. In my capital structure 1, this is my profit after tax. This is my number of equity shares. So this is nothing but earnings available for equity shareholders. This is nothing but earnings available for equity shareholders, and this is nothing but number of equity shares. Earnings available for equity shareholders divided by number of equity shares. This is nothing but earnings per share. Okay, so I'm going to find out what is the earnings per share in option 1. That is my funding option 1. At indifference point, what will happen? My EPS in option 1 will be exactly equal to EPS in option 2. So what will happen there is, in the second option also, whatever EPS I get, that will be very much equal to EPS what I got in option 1. It means at indifference point, you will have this position. That is, your EPS in option 1 is going to be equal to EPS in option 2. How it will be? Let's say EBIT minus interest in option 2 multiplied by 1 minus T divided by E2. So here I2 represents interest in option 2, T represents tax rate, E2 represents number of equity shares. So if you notice here, what you are going to derive here is nothing but EPS in option 1. And this EPS in option 1 will be equal to EPS in option 2. So this is your indifference point. What happens in indifference point? Your EPS in option 1 becomes equal to EPS in option 2. So let whatever be the capital structure, whether you go for option 1 or you go for option 2, it is immaterial for you, because in both cases your EPS is same, and the ultimate objective of capital structure is maximizing EPS, and here what you are getting is in both the scenarios EPS are same, so you actually become indifferent. So when this indifference point will work is if your actual EBIT is exactly equal to indifference point, okay, that is if your actual EBIT is exactly equal to indifference point, then you remain indifferent to your capital structure, let it be 1 or 2. But in reality, it will not be the case. In reality, it will not be the case. Your actual EBIT can be greater than indifference point, or it can be lesser than indifference point. So that's where you actually make effective use of indifference point analysis. So in reality, what happens is, let me just add a page. Yeah, in reality, what will happen is your actual EBIT can be greater than indifference point, or your actual EBIT can be lesser than indifference point. Okay, so it can be lesser than indifference point. So you have to take a call. If your actual EBIT is greater than indifference point, then you have to see in which capital structure you will have EPS going up. Okay, because your actual is greater than indifference point. At your indifference point, both the capital structure will give you same EPS. So if actual is greater than indifference point, then in which capital structure your EPS is getting maximized, that you should understand. Similarly, if your actual EBIT is lesser than indifference point, again you have to see in which capital structure EPS would get maximized. Okay, so if you can understand, if you can get control of this, you can make best use of indifference point in capital structuring. We'll take one case study to understand how it works.